Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, the internet's favorite loser, signing back on once again to bring you guys another video. And I'm actually here on Pal World, no Borderlands related stuff. I was debating on doing Pal World in the background or Dark Souls, and I'm kind of farming for dragon eggs right now, so I figured, it'd be the perfect time to kind of just chill and just talk about a post that Hellfire made. Hello, Hellfire. Oh, we haven't talked in a little while, and I'm sure this, we're both busy. I just wanted to let you know that I'm still alive. I wanted to let everybody know I'm still alive. Content's a little slow just because sometimes I lack the motivation to make stuff, and sometimes I just get too busy to make anything, so that's kind of why content's a little slow. But let me pull up Hellfire's post because it was actually quite interesting to me because it's honestly super true for me as well, like at the same time. And let me just pull up his exact quote. So 4 days ago he made quite a long post. He goes, I'm thinking about toning back the Borderlands 4 coverage, as it legitimately just depresses me at this point. Now, that's his first sentence, and I want to just say something just right off the bat. We all know Borderlands 4 sucks, right? We all know this. It's not a good Borderlands game. It's not even a good game in itself. Also, if you guys can hear something in the background, it's my air conditioning unit. I needed to cool this room down. I don't know how much noise it's actually making. Hold on one second. I was gonna turn it off, but then I decided that it's getting a little too hot. It's getting a little hot because I got my computer running, my monitor's running. So hopefully it's not blowing too bad in the mic or whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I do have some sound settings that I need to tweak on my microphone again, as far as there's noise reduction and stuff like that, and noise suppression, and there's a bunch of different options that I can go through. I had it all set up at one point. I did a software update on my computer, and it just reset all of my stuff as it normally does, which kind of pisses me off. But yeah, talking about Borderlands 4, we all know, I don't know why I picked never mind. But we all know that Borderlands 4 is not a very good game. And there are some people that may like it or still log in to this day and still play it. Please don't give me a bunch of Relaxosauruses. I will be so mad. Oh, good God. Don't do this to me. I know it's because they came out of the same damn batch. But we know that Borderlands 4 is not in a good spot. It will never be in a good spot. Gameplay-wise, it's not very good. Pretty much most OGs and most players that have experienced the movement tech in the older games, especially Borderlands 2, with rocket jumping and grenade jumping and all the movement tech that you have in that game, like Salvador's duel, bada booms, double shotting, the double your fun, just moving around with, bus that can't slow down, just incredible movement speed in that game. The different techs that you can use to abuse, or maybe not even abuse is the right word, but just utilize certain shields like the Fabled Tortoise to get its massive speed bonus by draining it completely. Breakneck Banshee Maya, things of that nature. Zero just being able to use execute and get around the map, follow through. Just lots of good movement tech in that game. It's way more fun than any kind of movement that Borderlands 4 has. Borderlands 4 honestly lost its way when it started to become Destiny Light, and it just it's just not very, very good. In all aspects. And this DLC coming up, as Hellfire later puts it, it is literally just a cash grab, and it's not a good one at that. So, I said this before, like, Hellfire, when he said he was going to play it, I was like, man, you just want to hurt yourself, man, because I hate Borderlands 4, but I'm going to play the DLC, so... But it's like, you don't even need to play it for anybody, because we all know it's going to be shitty, because we all know Gearbox has become shitty. So why even put yourself through that? But, alas, Hellfire's seen the light. And I will go ahead and continue. I will go ahead and continue right now. I feel it's the content you all want. It's the content you all want, but if I'm being honest, and he, at the end of the sentence right there, and I'll say something here too, because yes, most people, including myself, we like content somewhat that is negative, because it's more entertaining to hear somebody rant about something or complain about something, and that's just the sad reality of the human race. And a prime example is like when you watch something like Kitchen Nightmares or even Hell's Kitchen or whatever, and you want to see Gordon hate the food, you want to see drama, and that's the thing. So when you make content about stuff that is obviously bad, people are there for the drama. There's a reason, that people like Rage Tages or stuff like that. They just want drama, and drama's very entertaining. I'm tired of seeing this doofy bastard's face. But yeah, that is a big issue especially when you do content like that, and you really don't want to be doing content like that. So it really mentally drains on you, it wanes on you, and it eats you. It eats you alive. So let's see. It sucks the soul out of me at this point. I, pretty much just said that. I don't have fun talking about how awful it's gotten anymore, because it's not even funny in my opinion. Well, there's an issue too with that, because it's a franchise that me and you both love, right? So we don't want to just trash on it. And it hurts us to know that it's in this state, and that we're not ever going to get another Borderlands game that is any good, or any, that does any justice to the original games. So, it hurts us there too. It hurts us in our heart to even talk about how bad it is. It's just sad. I'd like to focus more on the fun side of the older games and let the negativity set to the side. I've played my part. Borderlands died a long time ago. I tried to warn and educate as many people as I could. Now I'd like to get back to having more fun instead of just focusing on the current downfall. See, and I don't know if anybody's ever going to see the light of day of it, or even, what's going on with it, but me and Hellfire about a month ago played a little bit of Borderlands, Borderlands Enhanced, and there's a little running inside joke that we say that, that's enhanced. That's in some enhanced features, right? It's an inside joke, because the enhanced edition of Borderlands 1 is not very good in many ways. But we had so much fun, just seeing the glitches and the weird stuff that was gonna happen, and me just kind of roasting stuff, and it was just a fun experience. We had a blast, and it's those moments that make you want to play games. There's a lot of times that you play a game solo and it's just not as fun as if you're playing with somebody that is trying to make you laugh, or is trying to be a cool friend or whatever. But then there's also times that you just want to be alone and play a game. I get like that too. I like single player experiences a lot, but especially when I get really good at a game and you can run through it and do all sorts of challenges and some super cool shit. But I was just going to say, me and him had a blast playing a not so good version of the original Borderlands, and I think that's what he wants to go to more towards, instead of just focusing on all the bad shit that's going on with the not only the community but the game in its own right. Am I saying I'll quit talking about current Borderlands altogether? No, but when I was doing it even a year ago, there wasn't many others focusing on it, so it felt like we were this little vocal minority. I was there, kind of breaking down what my thoughts were on the current Borderlands community about 8 to 10 months ago, almost, I'm thinking about a year ago now. I was there right there with Hellfire, breaking down all the negativity stuff, but I was also singing the praises of the older games before Take-Two got their mitts into a new terms of service policy, which kind of pisses me off about the games now. Regardless if the terms of service is good or not, or whatever you may think, they should not be doing that to a game that is older than most people that are even watching YouTube at all right now. Now that everyone sees fully how bad of a spot we are in, we are no longer the minority, we are the vast majority, if anything. Gamers alike, not just Borderlands fans, all agree that Borderlands 4 isn't what we wanted. Gamers will also tell you that gaming in general is not in a very good state right now, and you can see that everywhere. And I'm not going to sit here and beat a dead horse, because I've talked about it ad nauseum, especially in videos that I'm like talking with Hellfire about, or talking about Hellfire, or responding to Hellfire. I've made my opinions on the current gaming state very, very open and honest, that it's garbage, and I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, but I really do. There's like some gems, like indie games are. I really focus on indie games and older games at this point, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of waiting around, but. The current game, I shouldn't say gaming in general, because like I said, there are gems, like, a lot of indie titles. There are some really, really, really cool gems that come out, man, and that are just epic and awesome and just fun to play. So I think it's more around the AAA gaming market, or whatever Ubisoft tried to start, which was the quadruple A games or whatever. So yeah, it's mainly about the big gaming companies that are just money hungry and just not very good. They don't produce very good games, or the games they do produce are just games that have been beat to hell, like Call of Duty and Madden and all these sports games that aren't really sports games, but actually casino games hidden behind, with a wallpaper of a sports game, and people just eat that shit up. But going back to Borderlands for a minute, the numbers don't lie. The game is dead. It's almost pulling around the same numbers as Borderlands 2, over a decade old game at this point. So yeah, we all know that gaming is pretty much, Borderlands 4 is a dead to rights game. It's not ever gonna come back. No DLC will ever bring back the numbers that they had. Everything after 2 has sucked ass, and that won't change. Because the people that work at Gearbox just generally suck and don't know what made the original games any good, and they don't want to make a good Borderlands game anymore. They are completely and utterly happy with giving you slop, and that is the biggest issue, is they know people are going to buy it. Not so much Gearbox anymore, because they, from my understanding, did not make a profit, or what they wanted to make from Borderlands 4. DLC is coming slowly, and it doesn't look very good in general. So, I think it's pretty much safe to go ahead and put a time of death on Borderlands 4 as far as relevancy, period. Let me go ahead and continue to scroll down. See what I... Which is why I'm going to listen to your feedback and just leave it to the side for my own sake. And because I always said to myself, if something isn't fun for me, I'm not going to do it. Unless I really want to talk about it or find it important. I'm done with Borderlands 4. That statement right there deserves... a legendary, my friend, because you should have pretty much just said this from day one. You really shouldn't even have picked up Borderlands 4. I know that you wanted to cover it, but we all seen. I seen in that trailer that it was literally just more Destiny than it was Borderlands. They've lost their way, and they just never going to get back on track. They were never going to find their way. So it was almost pointless to even play the game, which is why I've never bought it. And I never will buy it because I'm not interested in it. I only bought Tiny Tina's Wonderlands again because... And I bought it on a deep, deep sale. I paid $5 for both copies. Because my wife wanted to play it because she was a fan of the Tiny Tina character. And we did have... me and her had a lot of fun just playing through it because I wasn't going to sit there and pick it apart. I wanted to just enjoy the game with her. But it's a game that I'll never play again, and even she said that it was a one and done because she didn't have a lot of fun. Like, she didn't... She, didn't find it particularly enjoyable without me, so it was never going to be a game that we were going to play again together. So scratch what I said the other day about the DLC and covering it. It's a $30 2-hour cash grab. I generally feel bad for anyone who played it. We're going to focus on having more fun from here on out. Love you guys, and I'm sorry for the inconsistency with uploads lately. Now that we are on the same page, I hope we can move forward together. Agreed, Hellfire. And this is just going to be a short little video, just basically talking about his community post. Yeah, I mean, he's 100% right. Borderlands is dead. Borderlands 4 is dead. Let's just focus on what was good. And that is Borderlands 1, 2, and I guess in some people's opinion, the pre-sequel. Which, because it is on the Borderlands 2 engine, and there is some pretty cool things that you can do in that game. I don't enjoy it personally. I don't enjoy the feel. I don't enjoy the story. Mainly because I did put over 800 hours into it on PS4 just because it was new. I was young, or not new, but it was new-ish. And I was just a big Borderlands fan, so I put a lot of time into that game and 2. So, even on PS4, even though I put like so many hours in the Borderlands 2 and 1 on PS3, it was a game that I just couldn't put down. So, I guess, like I said, you can put the pre-sequel in there because it is better than 3, the Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and Borderlands 4, because it does have one of the best DLCs, and I will never ever deny that the Claptrap Voyage DLC is one of the best DLCs. It is up there with Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep. Some people say it's better. I go back and forth. The story is great. The glitch weapons are fun. And I just don't enjoy, I just don't enjoy the color scheme. Once I got older, I really started looking at games, and I really started to, kind of become more of a critic and a cynic and just kind of break things apart. I just like a game with color, fun gameplay loop, stuff to do, stuff to grind, much like Palworld. And Palworld gets more and more content, by the time goes by, And I really just enjoy the movement tech in this game with the grappling hook, getting a lot of stamina upgrade, and then getting the best glider and just kind of gliding around. Now, you can also, fly around on your pals. Like I have a Corver and like like I love like the mounts and stuff in this game, but just grapple hooking around and just flying around with your glider and your grappling hook, because when you grapple hook and you let go at the same at the peak speed, you actually maintain the momentum of the grappling hook, so you just can fly across the map real fast. I don't know why I'm just sitting here talking about Pal World, but anyway, Hellfire, I completely agree with you, brother. Keep having fun, stay safe, and just enjoy your life, man. That's all we can do. Find things that we enjoy, have fun, and yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for me, guys. Sorry that the gameplay in the background I wasn't doing much, but just kind of egg farming because I'm in the middle of doing something with the bases and stuff. But anyway, guys, it's been the internet's favorite loser signing off. Till next time, my friends. Sorry about the air conditioning in the background if it was too loud. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.